You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Desert Punk. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today's anime review, we get to do an anime series from 2004. For today's anime review is Desert Punk. Desert Punk is a Japanese post-apocalyptic manga series written and illustrated by Masatoshi Unsune, serialized in Enterbrain's Comic Beam from August 1997 to October 2020. The published chapters have been collected into 21 volumes of the manga as well. The manga was adapted into a 24-episode anime television series produced by Gonzo, which is known for their work such as Basilisk and Hellsing and other anime as well, and directed by Takayuki Inagaki, with character designs by Takahiro Yoshimatsu and music by Kohei Tanaka. It aired in Japan from October 4th, 2004 to March 28th, 2005, which this anime has to the extent of Trigun. Funimation has licensed the series for distribution in the United States as well. So let's review the anime Desert Punk. Let's begin. The introduction of Desert Punk Tsunabaozu, where he is manipulated to fight the Kawazu gang by Junko Asagiri. However, it is Junko who reaps the rewards. Desert Punk and Rain Spider are hired by the same company to collect the debt of an old man and his daughter. Upon finding out that the old man has no assets, Rain Spider wishes to sell the daughter as a payment, an idea which Desert Punk opposes. A duel for the girl subsequently ensues between the two mercenaries. Neither of them are vicious because when they stop to rest, so they can continue fighting. Yep. The old man's daughter knocks them both out with a pipe. Junko convinces Desert Punk and the Machine Gun Brothers to help destroy a powerful tank called Fire Dragon Kong. As you guessed it, a sniper with the assistance of his apprentice Kosuna tries to hunt Desert Punk in the hopes of becoming famous for defeating the great desert demon. Kosuna begs Desert Punk to become her new master after he defeats the sniper, but he refuses. So I'm going to take it, he definitely refuses in this anime. A village that expects to have an abundant source of water hires Desert Punk to defend the village against the impending raiders. While Desert Punk waits, he lowers the villagers' morale by gluttonously consuming their food and water. Desert Punk defeats the raiders, but is taken outside of the village while sleeping and left on his own with little food and water. He tries to return to the village for payment, but finds himself on the verge of death, only to be saved by the Machine Gun Brothers. Taiko, aka Kosuna, convinces Desert Punk to make her as his apprentice. Desert Punk crushes the cursed seal of the Dog Woman as well. You guessed it. Desert Punk and Kosuna are convinced by Junko to work for an eccentric millionaire to find a lost treasure. When they find it, they are attacked by a robot guardian. Continuing from episode 9, Junko betrays Desert Punk and the millionaire in the hopes of keeping the treasure for herself. Desert Punk discovers that the robot guardian is really what the treasure hunter is after. Kosuna gets revenge on Junko for her betrayal. Desert Punk tries to make Junko his wife and have his children, which you guessed it. If he would have done that earlier, if Desert Punk would have married Junko, then he would have had children if he would have got the chance. Desert Punk and Kosuna rescued a kidnapped daughter of a government minister. Desert Punk meets Stryker, an idealistic young man trained as an elite soldier of the government. Kosuna gets a new weapon to become stronger. Desert Punk and the Machine Gun Brothers are hired to protect a fertilizer rig, but there is more going on than simply guard duty. Continuing from episodes 15, where things have gone bad and now the rig has been captured by Rain Spider, so it is up to Desert Punk to save it. Junko comes to Desert Punk for help after Tech, a former squeeze in a corporate spying job, is looking to force her into marriage. Continuing from episode 17, where Junko has been captured and Tech's former colleagues has arrived, Desert Punk has been hired in what is thought to be a search for a missing person. However, he finds himself soon dragged into something he did not expect. dragged into Kaizuka's organization, aka the Underground Mercenaries, to overthrow the Oasis government. Desert Punk and Kosuna must decide on their next move. The end result, however, may not be bode well for Desert Punk himself. With Desert Punk seemingly dead, Kosuna takes his place as Desert Punk II with her own apprentice, Mitz, a timid boy who is the son of Desert Punk's old master Koid, and who has his own special talent. However, transitioning from apprentice to master is a bit more difficult than expected, as Kosuna and Mitz take on the Kawazu gang. The underground mercenaries had us head to a skeleton city to attend their first strategy council meeting against the Oasis government, but things are not as they seem, as you expect in Desert Punk. Kosuna and Mitz return home only to find their old friend Matsu's house engulfed in flames. Near the end of the episode, there is a brief shot of Kanta. Kosuna mourns the loss of Matsu and ponders her current situation. The underground mercenaries begin to take action with their cause and embark on a mission to journey to and guard secret laboratory. But they are interrupted by none other than Junko and a surprise guest, Kanta. You guessed it, in this particular anime. With the thought of Kanta being dead quickly erased from her mind, Kosuna sets out to prove herself as the true mercenary one last time against her old master. Kanta reveals that Kaizuka may not all be that seems to be, and the underground mercenaries are destroyed as well. Kosuna chooses to forget about her past in Desert Punk, knowing that this is the only way she can truly become Kanto Desert Earth's greatest power babe as well, as you expected, as you noticed, if you will. And that's my anime review on the anime series Desert Punk, however. So I'm going to have to do the little short plot premise. So the plot is particularly after an implied global nuclear catastrophe, Japan has been reduced to a desert, the Great Kanto Desert. The surviving humans seek out a merger living in the hot sands. Desert Punk focuses on the adventures of a wandering mercenary named Kanto Mizuno, nicknamed Desert Punk, due to his seeming incredible feats of skill and daring while on the job. Throughout the series, he acquires an apprentice and makes a few friends as well as many enemies. For the 13th volume of the original Desert Punk manga, however, after the 13th volume, his apprentice Taiko, also known as Kosuna, leaves his side in order to pursue her own destiny in the desert, where, like her former teacher, she has a student of her own. Yep, because we're in safe hands here with how my anime review on Desert Punk is getting a lot more better to expect for a review. It's not like I have not reviewed The Secret Life of Pets because, spoiler alert for movie reviews. But anyways, Desert Punk, however, because Kosuna leaves his side in the 14th volume of the original manga because where she pursues her own destiny in the desert, which is only in the 14th volume of the original Desert Punk manga as well. Yep. For the manga Desert Punk, however, Desert Punk was written and illustrated by Masatoshi Usune, begins serialization in Enterbrain's Comic Beam manga magazine on August 5th, 1997. 21 bound volumes have been released in Japan as of June 2020. In June 2020, it is revealed that Desert Punk would end in 2 chapters. In August 2020, it was announced that the final chapter would be published in October. Desert Punk finished after 23 years of publication on October 12, 2020 at this point, as it was almost would have been ongoing series as well. And also for the anime, however, a 24-episode anime television series adaptation was produced by Gonzo, was broadcast in Japan from October 5th, 2004 to March 29th, 2005. In North America, Funimation acquired the series in 2005. especially for a particular anime series like Desert Punk as well. I mean, think of it, because the anime series Desert Punk, however, almost has genres like particularly like post-apocalyptic, but I noticed it has some comedy and adventure in this particular manga as well as the anime as well, because the anime series Desert Punk has to the extent of Trigun as well. And also for the similarities in the reception for the anime series Desert Punk, however, yep. The series has been moderate popularity in Japan, broadcasting approximately 70,000 copies per volume of the manga. The anime had a similar appraisal on various review websites. Critics take note on the unique humor and applaud the fight scenes. Kanta Mizuno's character has also been seen critical acclaim for his not an everyday anime protagonist as well. There are similarities in the anime in Desert Punk. For example, the Trigun as well, because the Trigun series seems to be used very loosely as a base for the setting of Desert Punk. Both take place on a desolate wasteland, and both have a lead character with a feared reputation and are known as womanizers. Both series have a theme about humanity being imperfect, and most of the action revolves around gunfire. Both of the series have been the same lead art designer for the anime is Takahiro Yoshimatsu, especially for the anime series Desert Punk, however. Yep. There's also a reference in Card Captor Sakura, like in various fantasies, Kosuna has becoming Kanto Desert's greatest power babe. She is seen cosplaying as Sakura Kinomoto from the Card Captor, who is just the lead character from the Card Captor Sakura series. This may just be a nod to the magical girl genre in general, but the appearance matches Sakura the most. There's also a reference to Marvel Comics, especially The Incredible Hulk. There is a medical condition known as Hulk syndrome in the Desert Punk series. The only shown cases in the show are Makoto Kawazu of the Kawazu gang and Mitz as well. Because he becomes Hulk in yellow color or orange color or even red or blue or even purple depending on which color on the Hulk syndrome, particularly in the anime series Desert Punk. It's like, since when did the character Makoto Kawazu of the Kawazu gang has been hit by gamma rays? Like, really? You guessed it, because that's how you expect seeing it in the anime series like Desert Punk. If I had to pick my favorite character from the Desert Punk anime series, it would ought to be Junko Asagiri, because she's basically maybe your typical femme fatale character in this particular anime series like Desert Punk, because this could have almost to the extent to other characters like Faye Valentine in the Cowboy Bebop series in general, especially for an anime series like Desert Punk. Yet another kind of things, because we're in safe hands with my anime review on Desert Punk. Besides, my anime review on Desert Punk is getting a lot better than my movie review on Double Jeopardy with Tommy Lee Jones, which has gotten a lot in my mind as well. So anyways, that's going to be it for my anime review on Desert Punk for today's anime review, guys. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on this anime review. It's been a while since I first watched Desert Punk. When I first watched all 24 episodes of this anime series, I loved it, because this anime series only encapsulates over 24 episodes as well, because if you haven't seen Desert Punk, I recommend you to check this anime out if you love Trigun as well. Hope subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook if you have a Twitter, Facebook account, and all social media. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section below in this video if you like as well. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RurouniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're not on my channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Keep it otaku for this anime review on Desert Punk, and I got another anime review coming up next. What I got here. Stay tuned for my next anime review, once again with another 90s anime for tomorrow's anime review on Revolutionary Girl Utena. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Revolutionary Girl Utena, because you won't want to miss another anime review.